Rowdy Retro Reviewer here! Back again with another video for you all. And this time I got something a little bit different from my normal videos. Today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts. I'm going to be doing a top 10 favorite Scooby-Doo movies. Now these aren't in any particular order. These are just my thoughts on these certain movies. And I know you guys got different opinions on these films. Okay, let's start over here. Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders. Now, I have talked about some of them in some of my other reviews, but it doesn't hurt to bring them up again. As you saw from my Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders review, I had a good time watching this film, and I like how it's like paying tribute to all those cheesy classic alien movies that came before and after this film. And I did mention how this comes with a Courage the Cowardly Dog bonus cartoon, which is King Ramsay's Curse, which to be fair kind of gives me the creeps still. I already explained how the animation was great, the characters are still lovable, the animation is spectacular, and I like the new characters like Crystal and Amber, Shaggy and Scooby's love interest. When I forgot to mention that in that review, Candy Milo does the voice of Crystal and Amber, who isn't a complete stranger to the Scooby-Doo franchise, since she voiced Christy's mom and Scooby-Doo Stage Fright, the curator / Charlene and Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico, and I think Lila from Scooby-Doo Franken-Creepy, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure what other voiceover roles she's done in the Scooby-Doo franchise, but I do know that she's like the current voice of Dexter from Dexter's Lab in the later seasons, and Ophelia Ramirez from Juniper Lee. Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. I never got a chance to talk about this film, but you know what? Better late than never, right? Better late than never for me to talk about this film. When the game mixed up with famous Fright writer Ben Ravencroft, voiced by the legendary Tim Curry, he invites them to New England for his hometown's big autumn harvest festival. Things take a supernatural detour when they learn the place is haunted by Ben's ancestor, Sarah Ravencroft. Will the mystery reveal that Sarah was a good-hearted healer or a spell-casted witch? Before you can say Scooby Snacks, the gang is on the case, tangling with bumbling mummies, sorry, I butchered that. Let me try that again. Before you can say Scooby Snacks, the gang is on the case of tangling with bumbling mummies, monster turkeys, and zoinks! A ghostly secret hidden in the Ravencroft family's past. Grooving to the tunes of the movie's rockin' band, the Hex Girls, first introducing this film, and Billy Ray Cyrus performing the Scooby-Doo theme song, it's Scooby-Doo and at his spine-tingling, spell-binding, super-sleuthing best. This is actually the second direct-to-video film in the Scooby-Doo franchise. And it's also the first time we get to hear Shaggy being voiced by Scott Innes in this film. And I love the introduction of the Hex Girls and how Scooby and Shaggy thought that they were like vampire witches when they first met them. Oh, and this also comes with a Courage the Cowardly Dog cartoon as part of the What a Cartoon show what a cartoon show. Cause Courage the Cowardly Dog in the chicken from outer space, if I'm correct. Which is kind of like a backdoor pilot for the Courage the Cowardly Dog cartoon show. I know some of you guys might have known that already if you own a copy of this film on VHS. Scooby-Doo meets the Boo Brothers. Another classic Scooby-Doo film in the Hanna-Barbera library, and it's part of the Hanna-Barbera Superstars 10 movie series. I've also did a brief mini review of this film a while back, and how it's a little bit goofy and silly, but probably a lot of fun to watch. And I think this is technically the first. No wait, I think the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo was technically the first Scooby-Doo project to have real-life supernatural ghouls, followed by Scooby-Doo Meet the Boo Brothers, Ghoul Skull, and Reluctant Werewolf. Yeah, I already explained my thoughts on this film, and how it's also fun to watch during the Halloween season. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this already in my Scooby-Doo Meets the Boo Brothers review, but just in case I didn't, the Boo Brothers were based on the Three Stooges, which I will admit it is pretty hilarious when you think about it. He's kind of like Moe, Larry, and Curly, and I know that's not really their names. I'm just saying that the Boo Brothers were inspired, or at least based on the Three Stooges. So don't anyone get that wrong idea. Yeah, it does focus on Scooby, Shaggy, and Scrappy-Doo in this film, as they uncover the history of Shaggy's Uncle Borgard's family jewels. And I'm probably said this before, but just in case I haven't, I've been getting used to Shaggy's red shirt, blue pants, and brown shoes. Even though you can already tell by the cover of this VHS cover that Shaggy's wearing his iconic outfit. But I won't make a big deal out of that. Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. Now, I have been watching several clips of this film multiple times. And the premise for this film is on the backs. Jinkies, they're the most monsters ever gathered. Oops, sorry, let me say that again. Jinkies, they're the most monsters ever gathered. Mixed those creepazoids with Scooby and the rest of Mystery Gang, and you have a recipe of family fun. A masked villain wreaks mayhem on the city of Coolsville with a monster machine that creates real-life versions of Mystery Inc.'s former foes, like the 10,000-volt Ghost, the Cotton Candy Glob, the Skeleton Man, and the Pterodactyl Ghost. Fred, Daphne, Shaggy, Velma, and Scooby-Doo launch an investigation to the monster outbreak that leaves Shaggy and Scooby questioning their roles in Mystery Inc. Eager to prove their detective skills, the ever-reverse duo come up with a secret plan to solve the mystery all by themselves. Can the gang unravel their most challenging case? Seth Green, Alyssa Silverstone, and Peter Boyle join the gang for some zoink down monster madness. Do see it! I know this was actually before the film's 20th anniversary that just came out last month. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to watch this recently due to some, personal things that I'm going through right now. Which I'm probably not gonna bring up because I know it's probably none of your business anyway. But I just want to bring that up. But don't worry, I might get a chance to rewatch this film again. But based on the clips I've been seeing on YouTube, as well as the nostalgia critic Ashton Hardy and JB and Millie talking about this film, it can still be a lot of fun to watch. And it is pretty neat seeing all the old foes and make a comeback in this film. Like the 10,000 Volt Ghost, Tar Monster, Captain Cutler, and many more. Which seems to be a recurring thing in most Scooby-Doo projects. Kind of like recently, we've been seeing Mystery Inc.'s old foes appear in a few episodes of Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. Namely, the most infamous of one of them all, A Haunt of 1,000 Voices. Guest starring Frank Welker, Greg Griffin, Matthew Lillard, and Kim Micucci. But that's for another time. So like I said, I promise I'll get a chance to check this out for the film's 20th anniversary sometime later this week or this year. Depending on what's going on. 4 down, more to go. We got Scooby-Doo Cop Scare. Sorry. Have you ever wondered what would happen if Scooby and the gang solved the mystery at a summer camp? Well, now you will thanks to this movie. Welcome to Camp Lunamoose, where the counselors are friendly, the activities are endless, and the urban legends are intense. In fact, every time someone tells a ghost story, the creepy creatures come to life. But the Mystery Inc. gang doesn't spook that easily. So gather around the campfire to roast some bad guys. Scooby, Shaggy, Freddy, Daphne, and Velma fish for clues to solve the mysteries of the Woodsman, Fishman, and Banshee of Black Canyon. Yes, Mystery Inc. are dealing with 3 villains in one film. And of course, Shaggy and Scooby are hot on the case of what's for dinner. Because, well, Shaggy and Scooby eat a lot, and I'm sure their stomachs are like bottomless pits. But anyways, scare up some fun with the Mystery Inc. gang in this hilarious feature-length movie that gives new meaning to camp spirit. I remember watching this a while back. That was before I started making YouTube videos. And, well, it could be a lot of fun to watch during the summer break. Heck, I bet most summer camps will often show this movie if they have like some kind of movie theater section or something. And I know it's probably rare for that to happen, but you never know. You never know. It can happen. And it's kind of unique. That's kind of that. This one is somewhat is inspired by either Sleepaway Camp, which James A. Janice of Dead Meat talked about, or Friday the 13th, which James A. Janice also covered. In fact, Scooby-Topia did an entire video about Scooby Camp Scare in his review, which you guys could totally check out and hear his thoughts on the film. And I will admit, the Woodsman does look kind of freaky, like he's like a serial killer who broke out of prison or something. Remind me not to run into this guy at night. Scooby-Doo, Legend of the Vampire. Another movie from the early 2000s that's part of the Scooby-Doo direct-to-video series. This one also brought back the Hex Girls. Music, mystery, and legendary Australian vampire, all part of the mix as Scooby goes down under for a hair-raising adventure in this all-new Scooby-Doo movie. On vacation in Australia, mate, Scooby and the gang attend a festival held at Vampire Rock, but the music goes flat when the gang learns that the legendary Australian creature called the Yowie Yahoo is kidnapping musical acts and turning them into vampires. Masquerading as a heavy metal band, Scooby and the gang must survive a trio of rock and roll vampires if they want to crack the outlandish outback mystery surrounding the legend of the vampire. The one thing I like about this film is the villain himself. The Yowie Yahoo. Because according to the audio commentary by Shaggy, Scooby, and Fred, he said that it's probably one of the most terrifying monsters that Mystery Inc. has ever faced. Right up there with Time Slime from the 13th Ghost of Scooby-Doo, Tor Monster, and the Gator Ghoul. I'm not gonna spoil anything from this film. Scooby-Doo and Batman, the Brave and the Bold. Now, I have been familiar with this film for a while, but never got a chance to rewatch it. When Scooby-Doo and the gang run into notorious crooks who are too hot to handle, the caped crusader himself, Batman, swings in to save the day. After an unsolved case of Batman's past comes back to haunt him, and the mysterious Crimson Cloak threatens to take over Gotham City, Batman recruits Mystery Inc. to help crack the case. Will the teamwork be enough to solve the mystery and foil the plans of the most dangerous rogue villains to the world has ever known? Pack your utility belts with gadgets and Scooby snacks to find out as you take off for the wild, crime-busting thrill of a caper. Now, not only that I was already aware of the Scooby-Doo franchise, but I do remember watching Batman the Brave and the Bold on Cartoon Network, and I will admit it's actually quite fun to watch. Even though I haven't watched the entire series in general. In fact, this is the only Batman the Brave and the Bold merchandise DVD release I actually own that is a crossover with Scooby-Doo. And Scooby and the gang are no stranger to the DC universe, since they have met other characters before in TV, movie, and comic book form. The new Scooby-Doo movies, Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, Scooby-Doo Team Up, this movie, and Scooby-Doo and Crypto 2, which we'll get to in a little bit. Now, you might think that Kevin Conroy does the voice of Batman, but no. It's actually Diedrich Bader as Batman, who did voice him in the Brave and the Bold TV show. And the Crimson Cloak is like a pretty unique villain. He's kind of like the Green Ghost from A Night of Friday No Delight, but maybe even more creepier when you think about it. Let me just turn this fan off. Straight out of nowhere, Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog. Sorry, I had to crack my back there. Now, I did discuss this movie before recently, and how it's one of my favorite crossover films ever, that brought back Courage the Cowardly Dog. I already read the premise for the back for this film on the back of the DVD cover, so you guys can pause and read this for yourself. It is pretty unique to see Scooby and the gang team up with a different Cartoon Network character again since Johnny Bravo, I believe. And it's weird that despite the Cartoon Network logo appearing on the DVD of this film, they probably weren't involved in this. Oh well, it's probably not a big deal about it anyway. I did explain that the Easter eggs were fun to spot. The characters are still recognizable. Marty Grafton and Thea White still did a good job voicing Courage and Mario Bag. And Jeff Bergman did do a good job voicing Eustace in this film. And I hope that we get more cartoon Scooby-Doo movies that have Mystery Inc. team up with other Cartoon Network characters in the future. I hope. Okay, this is number 9. Scooby-Doo and Crypto 2. I actually got this for a Christmas present nearly 4 months ago. When the Justice League goes missing and villains overrun Metropolis, there is one team that can solve this mystery. Scooby-Doo and the gang. But wait, there's a new dog in town, Crypto, Superman's super dog with superpowers. Mystery Inc. will need all the help it can get when Phantom menace the Justice League headquarters and has Lex Luthor finally gone straight, or is he in on chaos with Joker and Harley Quinn? The DC supervillains may have clashed with Superman before, but now they're facing something new. A gang of meddling kids. Now, funny story about this film. It was rumored that we thought this was going to be cancelled by the no-good CEO David Zaslav. But thankfully, this film was completed and wasn't cancelled for good. Because funny enough, this ended up getting leaked sometime around March of last year online. Then followed by a trailer that also dropped on YouTube. And then it finally got a proper release on DVD. It is kind of rare for a Scooby-Doo movie like this to go through something crazy, like Scooby-Doo and Crypto 2. Now, I'm not gonna spoil anything from this movie since I'm sure some of you might not have seen this. Now, if all of you guys have seen this film, you might know what I'm talking about. Yes, I have been familiar with Crypto the Superdog before, since he had his own TV show on Cartoon Network, which was somewhat inspired by classic Hanna-Barbera cartoons, because of the sound effects and the animation style. And this is technically the 3rd time Mystery Inc. has met Crypto the Superdog. The other 2 times was in Scooby-Doo Team-Up issues... issue 9 and 18. I know some of you guys might not believe that, but it's actually the truth. So this is actually their 3rd time meeting Crypto the Superdog. Hopefully you guys can understand what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, for the number ones, for the last one, it's kind of a two-way tie between 2 of my favorite Scooby-Doo movies. And they just so happen to be related to Hanna-Barbera. And my number one favorite Scooby-Doo film is, which is kind of a two-way tie, Scooby-Doo, Mask of the Blue Falcon, and Scoob. Man, oh man, do I enjoy these movies a lot. Not only that, these are like good tributes to not only Scooby-Doo and Dynamite, but Hanna-Barbera in general. Now, I've already talked about Scoob before in one of my previous videos, and how it's a great film with great animation, great characters. I like how it brought back classic characters from the Hanna-Barbera world, like Dastardly and Melly, the Slag Brothers from Wacky Races as cameos, Captain Caveman and Dee Dee Sykes, Blue Falcon, and Dynamite Dog Wonder. And I kind of think this film was just very underrated and does seem to get a lot of respect these days. And one thinks this is a bad movie, which I kind of disagree with. I understand that maybe not every Scooby-Doo movie isn't 100% perfect, but I think this one doesn't need to be getting a lot of hate, if you know what I mean. Now, as for Scooby-Doo, Mask of the Blue Falcon, here's the plot. The Mega Mondo Pop Comic-Con-a-Palooza, boy, what a mouthful of a name, in sunny California marks the spot for mystery in this all-new original Scooby-Doo adventure. The Herculoids, Frankenstein Jr., and Space Ghost are just a few of the celebrated comic book characters headlining at the unconventional convention. Plus, there's a Mega Bugs movie premiere starring Scooby and Shaggy's all-time favorite superheroes, Dynamite Dog Wonder, Blue Falcon. Well, just a different type of Blue Falcon and Dynamite, and not the one from Scoob. So when the gruesome villain Mr. Hyde, a Dynamite villain, unleashes monster bats, howling hounds, and sinister slime upon the Festivus, it's time for mystery to follow the clues and set the monster traps. But it's pizza snacking superpower tag team of Shark and Scooby who are trapped there, and her superhero to prevent the entire event side-eye Saturday from being smothered in ghoulish green goo. Like, let's right on, Dog Wonder. So that's basically the plot for Scooby-Doo Mask of the Blue Falcon. And just like in the movie Scoob, it also has several Easter eggs and references to other Hanna-Barbera shows that I couldn't name off right now, but we would be here all day. So I think Scoob and Scooby-Doo Mask of my Blue... Sorry that I stuttered there. Scoob and Scooby-Doo Mask of the Blue Falcon are two of my favorite Scooby-Doo movies ever. And I think both also pay good respects to the classic Hanna-Barbera cartoons that came before and after this. Since Scooby-Doo wasn't the only Hanna-Barbera character ever. Like there's the Flintstones, Herculoids, Space Ghosts, Frankenstein Jr., The Impossibles, Yogi Bear, Speed Bucky, Huckleberry Hound, Johnny Quest, Top Cat, The Funky Phantom, and many more. But I'm getting off topic here. Both films are a lot of fun to watch if you're like fans of Scooby-Doo and Dynamite. And I even have this movie, along with the Scooby-Doo Dynamite Hour, be signed by Frank Welcome himself 4 years ago, when I had dressed up as Dynamite and my mom was Scooby-Doo. And I probably mentioned this before on JB and Millie's channel. So anyways, that's my top 10 favorite Scooby-Doo movies. And I know this one was kind of a two-way tie, but whatever. Probably doesn't matter. But thanks for watching, and let me know down in the comments below if you guys have any favorite Scooby-Doo movies that you remember growing up. Whether you own these films on VHS or in DVD, or randomly watch them on TV, or probably on some streaming service like Tubi or Netflix or HBO Max, which I don't have, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. And like I said, I know that not every Scooby-Doo movie has to be 100% perfect, but to be fair, I kind of do like all of them. I think some of them aren't that bad. Like I said, some of them are probably misunderstood. Like Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, and Scoob, for example. But anyways, I'll wrap this video up right now since it's getting way too long. And I'm already 31 seconds and 31 minutes and 12 seconds in. So thanks for watching and stay groovy, my retro friends.